101.8
WCR FM.
Well, it gives me great pleasure to welcome back to the show for the umpteenth time, Geoff Downs. How are you, Geoff?
I'm very good, thanks. How's yourself?
I'm not bad. Not bad at all. It's nice
we seem to have a lot to talk about these days.
We certainly do. Well, after 2 years of waiting, Yes are finally hitting the road for a series of live shows in the UK, starting 15th of June in Glasgow. And I bet you guys just can't wait to get back out there, can you?
Oh yeah, it's been a long time, obviously, and I think that we've all, we want to get back on those boards again. I think it can do so much. We've done quite a lot of recording in the meantime, but certainly there's nothing like playing live, and I think that's something that I think we've all missed a great deal of, and I think the fans as well. So it's going to be a very nice reintroduction to the live scene for us.
Certainly is. I mean, originally the tour was going to be you guys playing Relayer, but now it's Close to the Edge. Was that basically to tie in with the 50th anniversary of the album?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, we would have gone out 2 years ago with the Relayer album, and we're all ready to go with that. But, as time has progressed, then we had to cancel last year as well. So this year's really given us the opportunity to look at Close to the Edge, which is probably the most iconic album of certainly the earlier period of Yes. It's going to be it's a fantastic album. It's one of the albums that was on my staple diet when I was at music college, and it was on everybody's turntable as we had then. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and we've got pulling out some other songs that we've haven't had an airing in recent years, so it should be quite interesting.
It's strange you're saying about everybody having Close to the Edge, because my first Yes album, my first introduction to Yes was the Drama album, because I remember hearing a couple of tracks on Radio Luxembourg. So that was the first Yes album I ever actually bought, the first brand new Yes album. Okay. So that still holds such a place for me. But Close to the Edge, it is one of those albums that when everybody puts these sort of top 20 prog albums, it's always in there.
Top 3 or something, number 1 usually, along with Caught the Crimson King and maybe one of the Selling England by the Pound. Those are the staple diet of a prog fan. I think that maybe Brain Salad Surgery or Trilogy by ELP. These are the big albums of the decade, and I think that Close to the Edge is definitely up there.
And it's stood the test of time, hasn't it? Because when you listen to it now, it's a fabulous album. And I think for you guys to take it back out there with the 2022 production, it's going to be a hell of a night, isn't it?
Oh, it'd be brilliant. Yeah, I think that it will be incredible. Emotional experience. It's actually a very, very emotional album. I think that that's one of the reasons why it was so successful for Yes, was that it has all the pathos. It's got the dynamics. It's almost like a piece of classical music. Certainly Close to the Edge of the track, and it's groundbreaking in its sounds and production and everything like that. And the lyrics are out there on another planet, but. People can interpret those however they want, but I think that it's a phenomenal album, and it's a lot of fun to play, that's for sure. And another one of my favourite tracks of all time, I think, by Yes is Andrew and I, which is on that album, and so it's going to be great. It's going to be a very interesting time for us.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think it matters which album Yes goes out and plays time after time, because a Yes concert is just a damn good night out. Everybody in the crowd has a good time, and you can see that you guys as well are having a lot of fun, really delving into the back catalogue. And this time as well, you've also got new music as well to take out on the road. Yeah,
and I think that the whole thing about Yes music is that it's a very varied catalogue. I think that, and fans have got their favourites here and there, but. I think the fact that Yes has managed to establish such a longevity in the music scene is really down to the fact that there've been some enormous contributions from virtually every member that's been in Yes, and each album is very different. So I think it's a great, a fantastic band, for people to see live.
I mean, have you got, was it good to actually get back with the guys and just do some rehearsing as well? Because obviously for the last 2 years, people just haven't actually been able to spend any time together.
Yeah, I think that's been, it's been difficult in some respects, but then again, I think that the channels of, information on the internet and the communications are so much better now that, it's not such a big problem not to be able to be in the same room as somebody. But, having said that, there's nothing like being in a room or being on the stage with the other guys in the band, and it takes you to another level, and I think that's something that we have missed, and, we're really looking forward to getting back and doing that.
I mean, I bet this has got to be your longest time away from stage in 40-odd years, hasn't it?
For a long, long time, yeah. I think that... I don't know when. I mean, probably is the longest period of time, and I think that everyone's still very gung ho, very excited about it, and I mean it's going to be great, and I think that it's paving the way for more touring. We can go back out to the States again, start to travel the world that we've not been able to go anywhere. So yeah, it's going to be great.
I'm looking forward to the show, especially the show in Birmingham. I'll be there on June the 24th.
Brilliant.
While we've got you, Asia release an amazing box set. Asia in Asia live at Budokan. It's just over my shoulder there on June the 10th. Now, when I got it, I spread it out all over the table. I didn't even know where to start with it. What a package that is.
Yeah, it's an amazing package. They've really done, because we licensed all our albums to BMG, and they have really dug in deep and really wanted to promote Asia again, and I think that's great for the band because, things like this concert were pretty much buried. It was not ever available as a commercial item. So the fact that they've put together this brilliant box set with Roger Dean artwork, it's very colourful, it's very informative, there's great liner notes and everything like that. So it was a historic gig, and I know that John Webb wasn't involved in it, but certainly Greg came in and did a great job, and I think that it's one of the it really needed to be documented, and I think that this package is fantastic.
I mean, what are your recollections of those shows in Japan?
Well, it was. Going to Japan has always been, it was my first experience going there, and I didn't realise that we had such an enormous fan base, not just for Asia, but also for, ELP and even the Buggles, and yes, there was an enormous following there. So this was an opportunity for the fans to come and see us doing those shows, and it was very nervy because we had these 3 satellites that were being beamed up. We had a 1-hour window to get it together in. And had that failed, then it wouldn't have happened. So everyone was pretty nervous. We had some great video directors, some British video directors, and it was a real. I suppose that you could say that my first time in Japan was a heck of an experience.
I mean, for people who don't know, what was the time scale between John leaving and those gigs in Japan?
Well, I think it was probably about 3 months, something like that.
Yeah, which isn't a lot of time in the grand scale of things.
No, and I think that, Carla obviously worked with Greg with some extent before, so, I think that there was a good understanding between them, and it was a difficult situation for him because he was suddenly thrown into the limelight, learning songs that he had no connection with at all. So, fair play. He did step up to the plate, and he did a really good job.
Was there ever any thought of having to pull the shows, or wasn't that an option because of the fact it was being broadcast in Japan and on MTV?
I think it was already. it was already a done deal, and I think that we were committed to do it. We'd all committed to do it, and even though John wasn't there, we felt that we were responsible to support MTV, and they supported us, and we just got on with it.
I mean, the good thing about it is when you listen back to, when I was listening to the album and I was watching the DVD, Greg's voice isn't too dissimilar to John's anyway. So there wasn't a huge amount of difference when you hear tracks like Heat of the Moment, Only Time Will Take. There's not a massive amount of difference between John and Greg.
No, there isn't, because I think there's a similar timbre. I mean, if you go back to King Crimson, Greg was the first voice in King Crimson, and then of course John came into that. So there was a similarity. The fact that they were both based in Bournemouth, was I don't know, something in the water in Bournemouth. I don't know, but to make them sound like that. But I mean, two of the greatest voices in British rock, full stop. And as you say, there was there's a similarity in timbre. You could hear John singing "Court the Crimson King," and you could hear Greg singing "Heat at the Moment." I mean, the two were very, very close.
I mean, it is a great show, both musically and visually. But Asia's music has always been like a big grand affair, especially that first album. Everything about it is big. So the stage show was a real key element, wasn't it, for this show? It had to be sort of like a big visual thing too.
Yeah, definitely, and I think because it was the first broadcast from Japan to America, I think that they really pulled the stops out. And I think we had this huge A-frame. It had to look big. I think that we wanted to be bolder than brass, as it were.
And it is great, and it's nice now with this box set that you've got a lasting memory of that show as well.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's nice that it has surfaced, and a lot of music. I think it's a shame when it just gets buried and pushed on the shelf and never sees the light of day. So, I think this one in particular is something that a lot of fans have asked. Where is it? Can we get it? So, I think the fact that now we've actually and put it out in such a nice package, I think that's something that is very commendable.
Oh, this set is absolutely incredible. As I said, I just didn't know what to start with. It was just absolutely phenomenal. What's on the agenda for you for the rest of the year? Because you've got the Yes Tour, obviously, in the summer. I mean, you like to keep yourself busy. So what else have you got lined up?
Well, it's the 40th anniversary of Asia, so we're going to go out and do some, about a month in America in August. That's obviously with myself and Carl. And we're joined by Billy's probably going to be playing bass with us as well. And Mark Panilla, who was in Keith Emerson's band, is going to be on guitar and vocals. So, and he does a fantastic version of Lucky Man. So we'll probably put that one in there. But again, it's nice to be able to celebrate these anniversaries, and certainly 40 years of Asia, when the first album coming out, is something that we always wanted to do.
It is quite nice, as you said, with these anniversaries, because these days there's so many more formats and platforms. In the old days it was cassette and vinyl, and now there's as you said, like with this, the Live at Budokan thing, it's now been enhanced onto Blu-ray. It's fantastic, and it really is good that all these things that maybe got stuck up in the loft on a VHS video, everybody gets a chance to see them again, like in the way that you always wanted to see them.
Yeah, and I think that it's all very well just downloading the MP3 files, but these packages are reflective. They've got all the photos, they've got all the information behind it, and I think that. That's really what the fans want to see. They don't want to click on a download button, and that's their sort of following of a band. They want to have something in their hands that they can go, well, look at that. That's a brilliant piece of artwork, or that's a brilliant bit of music there, or whatever. I mean, it's a kind of a keepsake, that people get.
It certainly is, and it is an amazing package. We'll just recap. Yes, head on a UK tour starting in June. I will see you in Birmingham on the 24th. Can't wait. Okay. And the Asia in Asia box set is released on June the 10th. I just urge everyone to go and buy it. It is an absolutely stunning package. It really is. Geoff, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you. I dare say we'll probably chat later in the year, I would imagine, when you've got some more Asia stuff to talk about.
Yeah, and more and more DBA probably. So away you go.
Geoff, it's always a pleasure. Thanks so much for your time. Take care.
Thanks, Gary. Good to see you. Thank you. Bye now.
101.8 WCR FM.